Hello, today I will be guiding you through Mythic Motherlode. Motherlode is a relatively easy dungeon. The trash path to the first boss, there are 3 trash that you must watch out for. First is the refreshment vendor. It will cast heals and put huts on targets. It will also cast a water line that connects itself to another player. If it finishes channeling, the player is encased in ice and will be stunned for a long duration. Although the ice case can be dispelled, you must also attempt to interrupt as much as possible on every single cast. Another trash that you must watch out for is Mech Jockey. When it engages in combat, it will slowly walk towards another robot and cast to attempt to get into the robot to gain control of it. You can use stuns or CCs to prevent this from happening. Remember that stuns and CCs will only prevent if the mech jockey starts casting next to the robot. Another mod that you must watch out for is Hired Assassin. Hired Assassin will attempt to apply poisons to its daggers. And it also will use Phantom Knives, which is a channel that continuously damage the players around and put a dot on every single person. This dot hurts and will tick for a large amount unless the poison is interrupted. The first boss of Motherlode has 3 abilities that you need to be aware of. The first is the set of bombs that are thrown across the floor. There are total 3 bombs that must be kicked into the boss. A blue arrow will help you aim the bombs into the boss. Kicking the bombs into the boss will put a dot on the boss that ticks for a large amount of damage. The second ability that the boss does are the gold coins thrown on the floor. Every time the boss picks up the gold coins, or collects them through a coin magnet, will permanently increase the boss's damage. You want to prevent this from happening by kiting the boss away from the gold coins. The third ability is the cone that it does in front of it. If you get hit by it, you will suffer a large amount of damage and be stunned. Although the stun is dispellable, it is highly recommended that you do not get hit as the attack is fatal. There are 2 types of trash that you must watch out on the way to the second boss. The first is the Earthshaper, the second is the Sapper. The Earthshaper casts Earth Shield and Earth Blades. Earth Shield will prevent it from taking a lot of damage because it heals them for a significant amount. You want to either interrupt this or dispel it after it casts. The second is the Sapper. Sapper does a huge amount of damage through the bombs. It will throw a bomb at a random player and will also drop bombs upon its death. But what you must really watch out for is the final blast that it does when it's closer to dying. Try to stun or CC to stop it from happening. The second boss of Motherlode is quite an easy boss. There's only a couple things that you need to remember. First is kite the ads that are fixated on you. Second is kill the ads that have the yellow debuff. Do note that the ads with the yellow debuff are significantly larger and slightly glows. Third is stay away from boss's front. Fourth, CC the ads that are channeling the AoE's ability. And that's it to this boss, it's actually very simple and straightforward. The trash to third boss is arguably the most difficult trash in this instance. There's a lot of casting, there's a lot of dispelling, there's a lot of interrupts that needs to be done, there are ads that can't be interrupted, and it hurts. The major threat in this pack is the Mastermind. The Mastermind cannot be interrupted and does a very high damage to a single target. The Mastermind will also put a buff on either itself or any other allies in combat with it. You must also dispel that buff off, as it will increase the damage that they do. Do also note that the ads with the plague debuff on top of their head will explode on death, so always be on the watch for that, for incoming damage. And there are ads, the Alchemist, that puts a hex and turns the party members into slime. So make sure, as a healer, you must dispel those off. Although you want to keep on damaging Mastermind as your priority target, please help with interrupts to mitigate the damage that the others do, since the Mastermind alone does enough damage. The third boss, the Motherlode, has even less of a mechanic compared to the second boss. There are a couple things that you need to watch out. First is to dispel the magic debuff that goes out on the random raid member, including the tank. The second is to stay out of the puddles that form. And the last, when the boss goes into transition phase and does the laser cannons, where it starts spraying blue stuff all over the place, make sure you put a puddle behind your back, so that when the boss turns around and focuses it on you, it pushes the slimes into the oil. Also make sure to move out of the boss. It is recommended that you stay closer to melee so that you are not pushed into the oils. The trash to last boss isn't as terrible, but the mines make it quite difficult in handling it. There are two ways of getting rid of the mine. One is to have someone go near it and start kiting it while the range attempt to root it and then kill it. The second is having a tank pop it. The third, well, you can have someone like a rogue or a paladin use an immunity to soak it. Our group decided to skip it using the rogue's shroud all the way to the last boss by clearing the littlest trash as possible. You can see the pathway that we took. Hope that helps you to skip certain paths with a rogue. Be mindful that these red robots also summon mines in random players' location. You must be careful not to stand on top of the mine when they start to come out, as they can be pretty lethal. This boss isn't as difficult, but there are a lot of things that you must watch out for. First is the homing missile. The homing missile will target a random range player. You only want the targeted range member to be hit, so the range player must stand out to get hit by the homing missile. Then there are also two floating heads that will fire rockets in a line. You want to stand in a safe zone, as it will cover about half the room. Third, it will use the Gatling gun, which is a machine gun that turrets clockwise or counterclockwise, it is random, and hit anything in its path. Keep in mind that the boss will alternate between homing missile and Gatling gun at all times. As a ranged, you always want to stay out and then come in for the Gatling gun. Boss also has an air phase where the boss destroys the two heads that are around and drops 2 to 3 pillars. You want to be tanking the 2 ads that spawn and kill it while being closer to one of the pillars. Once boss focuses on a target, it will pick that target's location, move to it, and attempt to slam on it. If the boss starts moving towards you, you are safe to move to another pillar, as boss has already picked that location that you were standing to slam on it. Boss must be slamming on either 1 or 2 pillars to break out of the air phase. And that's it for Motherlode. Hope you guys have great loots. Have a good day.